Okay, guys, so I have a message that the Lord shared with me this morning, and it took everything in me to not release that thing straight out of bed. So first and foremost, I know this message is for women, like specifically women, okay? And it's a specific kind of women, and there's these trends and these patterns that have been following you the majority of your life. I'm going to tell you what it looks like. There's three main things that have been following you. Number one, jealousy. You've been experiencing severe level of jealousy, even when you had nothing. Envy, deep levels of envy coming from people, and also abuse, just a lot of abuse, mistreatment. It just seems like people have this sinister desire to see you low. They want to see you low, and they want you to just scream from the pits of hell, like how low you are. Like that's the vibe, that's the energy that you've been getting all of your life. And it doesn't matter how kind you are, how loving you are, how accommodating you are. It doesn't matter how much you shrink yourself back. It doesn't matter if you go hide in the back of the room so nobody can't see you. People will find their way to you just so they can see you, only for the purpose of trying to abuse you, trying to take from you, trying to mishandle you and mistreat you in some way, shape, or form, okay? This message is for you. And the Lord gave me the story of Cinderella to be able to help paint this picture for you. So now listen up. This is going to be something that you're going to want to listen all the way through, because I have some instructions for you to follow after the end of this message, okay? So let's get into it. And guys, just so you know, I'm not playing. Not only did I write the message in my notes that he gave me, I literally took it, copied and pasted it, and put it on paper so I can follow it with my notes, okay? So what he said is that very often the Cinderella story is told as if she was just basically this woman who had a mean stepmother, and the mean stepmother always mistreated her. So it always begins with her being in this dungeon and she's a slave, etc. Even if you Google what is the Cinderella story, it's going to stop from that point. I didn't see this until the Holy Spirit revealed this to me, right? But he said what people miss from that story oftentimes is that Cinderella did not begin in a dungeon. She did not begin as a slave. Cinderella began as a woman who was born into status. She was born into wealth. Her father was basically royalty. When he passed away, that's how the stepmother was able to come into play. So what the stepmother did is that she basically drained Cinderella of her inheritance. And not only did she drain her of what was rightfully hers, but she also made sure that she blocked Cinderella in every way, shape, or form from receiving any kind of blessings that she was supposed to be receiving. Hear me. Hear what I'm saying to you, okay? What the stepmother did to Cinderella was so cruel that she had gotten Cinderella to the point where she had beaten this girl down so bad that she had stripped this girl of her pride and stripped her of all knowledge of who she was. But there was one thing she was never able to strip Cinderella of, and that was Cinderella's superpower, is the love of the father. It was lodged so deep in her heart because her father wasn't just wealthy, he actually loved Cinderella. This was the apple of his eye. He loved her. And that love that she had from her father, that's what kept her heart soft. That's what kept her kind. That's what still allowed her to still have love and still have a sense of purity there, because there was a deep sense of love deep in this girl's heart. You understand me? So despite all of the mistreatment, despite how badly she was mishandled, despite her being misunderstood, her heart was still soft. So when the prince saw Cinderella, he did not see this poor slaved girl, this peasant. No, that's not what he saw. Many of us think that this man saved her and oh my goodness, this poor slave and poor woman, she was saved by this noble prince. No, she was not out of her league. She was not out of her class. In fact, she was in her class. In fact, she was in her league. In fact, she was where she was supposed to be the entire time. What he saw was her in her true state. What he saw was in the state that she was supposed to be in the entire time. So here we are, we're being programmed. Many of us are being taught to think of Cinderella as if what he saw was the illusion. What was the illusion was her in that gown. What was the illusion was her in the glass slipper, the chariot. All of these different things were the illusion, when really the real illusion was that dungeon. The real illusion was that stepmother. The real illusion was those two stepsisters, that jealousy and that envy, and the stepmother representing all of the abuse. That is what really was the illusion the entire time. So now let me tell you what God is saying right now. Oh my gosh, I gotta stop. I gotta calm down. So the mice, the fairy godmother, all of these different things, the pumpkin, they all represent God's divine assistance and his angels helping her, guiding her, the Holy Spirit, all of these things helping her and guiding her and dressing her down and taking these clothes off of her that do not belong to her and dressing her in her true royal majesty so she could be seen by the people that she's supposed to be seen by, so she could be in the company of the people that she was supposed to be in their company the entire time. And once she was dressed in her divine majesty, it was undeniable that she was the one. So God must also remove those rags off of you. He must remove every stench of poverty, lack, depression, suffering, bitterness, anger, all of this. He must remove it off of you so that you're not confused for someone or something that you're not, simply because you've been in the wrong position, in the wrong place this entire time. You hear me? So you're thinking about your story as if it's a rags to riches story. You're thinking about your story as if this is a level up journey. Guys, I have a platform called the Level Up Sanctuary, okay? It literally was there because I was thinking about a place where when people are on their level up journey, people can feel so down about it and embarrassed about their level up journey. So the sanctuary was supposed to be a safe place to level up, to learn, to do all of these different things. But the Lord said to me, you're thinking about your platform is called the Level Up Sanctuary as if I'm leveling you up. I'm not leveling you up. I'm putting you back in the position, your rightful position where you were supposed to be the entire time. And this is what he is saying to you. He is placing you where you were supposed to be the entire time. So you need to get a new attitude about yourself. You need to get a new revelation about yourself. You need to get a new understanding about yourself so that you can truly walk in the divine authority, the divine essence of who he truly called you to be. But understand something. The reason Cinderella went through what she went through is because the agreements her father made. What does her father represent? Her ancestor, okay? So the ancestor came into agreement with the enemy. And because of the agreement that her ancestor made with the enemy, this is why this level of attack and this level of burden was able to be on her. So if God is telling you to denounce things and renounce things in this season, I just made a video about it. That is what you need to do so that you can divorce these spirits that are attacking you. It is these spirits, it is this agreement, this legal agreement that has given the enemy the right and the authority to oppress you. It is these legal agreements that have given the enemy the right and the authority to come and take all of your inheritance, to block you from your blessings. It is these agreements that has caused the enemy that even the very things that belong to you that you have rightfully earned to come and steal them away from you. It is why it feels like you get a blessing and it keeps being torn away from you, because the evil stepmother, the enemy, does not want you to have anything. And those monitoring spirits, those evil spirits, those jealousy and those envy, they all want to see you suffer. But God has loved you so much through it all that there has been a place in your heart that has still remained in faith, that has still remained in hope and still believe. And it's a golden place. And that is the part about you that he loves. And that is why he's bringing you forth. So he is calling you to break away from these demonic covenants, to break away from these demonic curses, and to denounce everything that would express authority and this level of power over your life so that you can be released and freed into the divine calling that he's always called you into. You hear me? So go to the link in my bio. It's going to direct you to my YouTube channel. I have one of the videos already linked there. It should say, do not be afraid. That's going to be the one I'll put an image of that video here. Go to this video, and there's another video that I have on there about denouncing demonic covenants. Watch these videos, okay? Take the time and absorb them. Anything else that you see there that you feel like God is leading you to. But those two videos, I know those videos, and the video about the promised land, I know those videos for you are going to speak to you in this season, especially if this message right here has spoken to you. Also, be sure to get access to the Beauty for Ashes 3-hour transformational workshop. This is going to help you release all of that survival strength that you developed from being in survival mode for so long, so that you can now embrace divine empowerment and instead walk radiantly in the fullness and beauty of the woman that God originated you to be. Once you're done, I want you to get this book right here. Okay, this is on Amazon. And then after that, I want you to listen to, matter of fact, you can start listening to this now. You can get this book after the fact, either or, it doesn't matter. But also start listening to these videos by Robert Henderson, The Courts of Heaven. All of this is going to free you. It is going to free. Listen, boy, I love you, Lord. I love you, Lord. Oh, he's so good. So yeah, Your Father came today to answer your prayers. You're welcome. I love him. He's amazing. Isn't he? He's a good, good Father. All right, guys, let me get out of here because I can keep going. Have a great day. We'll talk soon.